All right, traders, welcome on back here this Thursday afternoon, May 1st, top of the month. Great to see all of us inside our live trading room, though. Kathleen, Leda, Brad, got Debbie, Yehuda, Pat, all of our students live just joining us there right now. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Got the rest of us just joining us as well. Lynn and Randy, Michael, Phil, all of us otherwise perfect. All right, so, right out the gate, this kids trade has been, of course, the trade of the day. It's up a lot, obviously, 257%, but it has been making higher lows pretty much since pre-market after 8:30 in the morning took off. Our first call out on this was so on point, but that's not like our doing. It's just easy to say. Thankfully, at least we were there at the right place, perfectly at the right time, beginning in pre-market. So just want to show this for all of our members here. Even if you had joined in late inside our live trading room, hey, this was just one of many that moved for us today. And of course, if you're a member in our room, you know that we're doing this all week, all month. So all throughout this month here in May, we're going to continue to see trades like this kids make a pop. But pretty much beginning from 8:30, 8:50 in the morning, ended up seeing this show a 14,000 share buyer, an order on the bid sitting out there at 162. So what does that look like on level 4? What does that look like on the heat map there? Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what first. I'll just say with this trade here to begin, this is a hot mess. It was really difficult to gauge where the icebergs were once the market opened up at 9:30. Didn't look like that in pre-market as much. I mean, maybe on the offer a bit, but it got pretty ugly afterwards. It was really where just like right around here, right? 165. There's an order showing up there. It started at like 62. I thought I saw. It moved up to 65. But this was our call out pretty much right here at 8:50, 8:49 in the morning. Easy to say it held, easy to say it popped. This is a very ugly looking heat map, though, as we had mentioned from here. So, just more so than anything, you want to trust your 50-cent levels, whole numbers. It broke out pretty nicely heading into the mid morning here. So the hope was to see this hold support over time. Again, easy to say it did. Not all of them do. But now at this point, we'll look to see if history could repeat itself off of this area. $4, $4.08. That was resistance here, like broke over 4, tanked. So I'm using this high along with the whole number level at 4 to just see, hey, resistance getting broken over. I was hoping for it to hold here and it took me out break even. So I saw it begin to crawl up before the meeting started. I tried it one more time here. So hopefully right place, right time now. We're going to put this on our watch list, though, for sure, just to begin this meeting. The kids trade. I liked Roger's comment earlier. Roger, one of our platinum students, diamond students at least, saying the kids are doing all right here today. Yeah, the kids are doing just fine right now. Now, if they pull back below $4 here and perhaps even this low, then you got to be really careful. For my trade's sake, I'm going to keep track of this on the corner right here of my screen, just my position manager, as we always show. But the kids did pretty good, as we had said. What else moved pretty nicely from the morning session today? Zcar we'll get to. But the CEP trade, going with Bitcoin, ended up making a very nice pop from yesterday into the afternoon. Just continued pretty simply. Easy to say, but this definitely was not an easy trade. Got to make that known. Just for the price, it's kind of expected for the spread to open up, but there's like no one out there in the order book. Makes it really difficult, for you to gauge where the real orders are. If you have level 4, it's a bit easier. And thankfully, with level 4, for the icebergs, quote unquote, that may be out there, well, these icebergs were huge. These were legit orders out here throughout the whole day. Actually, right here at $60, 134,000 share seller. Pretty much moved up right up to it heading into the mid to late morning, topped off right there. Had this nice ladder, though. A couple of interesting plays here. A little ladder on the S, squeezing it down. And from there, just ended up making that last move up. But now at this point for the afternoon, I'm not as inclined to put this on our main list just for the sake of saying it seems a bit more exhausted now. Let me ask out of curiosity, just asking to ask folks, if you're inside our live trading room, anyone here a part of this CEP trade? Meaning, are you holding on to it right now still from the last week, from yesterday even? Are you still into this trade as a swing currently? I'm just asking to ask because if you are, I'm rooting you on right now. I hope it bounces back up, obviously, for our special, day trading watch list for the afternoon. I'm not going to put this on our watch list now for today, but you may see it on here tomorrow morning. So, this isn't going anywhere in terms of us forgetting about it. That's for sure. Zcar, though. Zcar made a pretty good pop in the morning as well, just more mid-morning. Took off around like 9:30, 10 o'clock afterwards. Actually, topped off pretty shortly after 10:30, right around reversal time here in the morning, ended up building up towards 18 before topping back down. The thing is on this one, I don't think there was any sort of news on this trade here this morning. Beginning, I mean, from the initial breakout, one of our students was asking as far as news, and Rich was saying, not seeing really any specific news so far on the Z car. So that was a red flag to kind of begin. Not to say that we never trade stocks with no news, but for a stock to go up 200+%, you figure something's up. We didn't have anything. It doesn't even show the float on my TradeStation platform. All right, let's take a quick look. I was going to try and make a point and say this stock probably has a super low float. Does. 665,000 share float. That's all this float is. That's not 665 million. That's not 6.6 billion. That is 665,000. And that alone screams pump and dump type of move. So we're done with this trade. We have been from the morning session. But, if you're new to our trading room, just realize most of these low float stocks, they're flavor of the day, maybe even just flavor of the morning, and they don't come back up later on. So, SOPA, SOPA, nice little pop just before here, at least at 2 o'clock. I'll come back to this if it wants to come back up again up towards 115. If it wants to prove me wrong, then cool. Right now, though, we'll keep going. Anything else from the morning session? We'll recap pretty briefly, at least. The NAOV, I thought this was going to try and make a move, and it just never did. So from pre-market level, right off of $4.20, it dragged down to it first, broke below and back above it. There was a chance for this to build well. It just never broke higher highs. So just continue this trend throughout the morning. You got to realize when to give up on something like that. Keep it going, though, here. This OIS trade, interesting. It's up 25%. Pretty good order book. I don't know what the heat map looks like right now, but it's at the high of the day. I mean, it wouldn't be bad for us to at least put this on our list for now. Maybe not the fastest mover, but all right. What else we got here? ETWO. Let's see what else here. And right away, I'll say if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works, just make sure that you're followed and subscribed right to our YouTube channel at Cyber Trading U. We go live every morning, every afternoon. We stream on Thursdays. Introductory webinar every Thursday as well. We do a workshop on Mondays. You name it, we got it. So make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button down below there, but we'll keep going through. A lot of like wishy-washy trades, nothing really that's standing out so far, at least aside from the two that we have on our list. Trade I thought was going to make a better move earlier, just didn't. Market was starting to roll over before as well. So, there could be that. There might be some better short trades to work with heading into the afternoon. You got Wolf WOLF, then you got Wolf WULF, mining stock going up with Bitcoin. So let's see. Yeah, IBIT's, I'm trying to make a bounce here, bit of a higher low starting to build now. So if you want me to focus on Bitcoin, then hey, I'll do that. No problem doing that, guys. Wolf here, WULF, Bitcoin mining stock. This might just be a little too slow as far as a day trade goes. This, I think, could be a good swing trade setup over time, especially as you get into like the golden part of the bull market with Bitcoin and faster acceleration going up. That's where the mining stocks will finally like make a respectable move. But if you've been following us in our room, Fausto and myself, we're both saying, the mining stocks are good day trading stocks normally. This one a slower one, but Mara up 5%, CLSK, it's up 5%. Those have a little bit more spring to them, at least. We're not going to put them on our list now, but overall, I'm sure they'll move up with Bitcoin over time. But typically, you want to keep your eyes on regular Bitcoin price as well as IBIT. IBIT. And, you want to give a shout out to Robinhood. Big fan of Robinhood normally. Wow, they're down 4%. So they moved up in the after hours off earnings. I didn't even realize at least Hood dropped not only so much down at the open, but they're actually at the lows now here. I'll tell you, this could be a good swing trade candidate over time. The only thing on this trade is that maybe it moved up too much over the last several months, let alone the last couple of weeks. But there could be a little gap fill here in a worst case scenario, swing trading wise. because it's going to go up with Bitcoin in due time again. But even if it does break from here, if it wants to fill a gap, maybe you can get it at 42. But otherwise, still, it's actually holding over yesterday's low, which is holding over the low from last week there. I'm not going to put it on our list right now, but otherwise, we'll focus on Robinhood tomorrow. All right, now I'll tell you what, across the rest of the gainer side here, nothing really standing out as a familiar name. Nothing I'm like a huge fan of here otherwise. Boyle, ooh, a little pop, but drop back down though. Probably some news maybe with OPEC or oil in general. Microsoft, off the earnings, just more expensive and going back up a little bit, so that's good to see. Coles, KSS. This is actually at the high of the day. I don't mind this at least here. KSS building a nice Fausto flag for right now. Higher lows, and that top is building pretty well here, right at 735, 736. All right, we'll take a look over at the loser side though right now. See. Oh, I got it. One sec. I gotta add an extra 0 here. All right, it's going on our list. SLQT. What do you want me to do? This thing's falling off a cliff in front of our face right now. What the hell happened to this thing? Like, all you gotta do is just shrug your shoulders and be like, all right, it's going on our list. What happened? This is what happened. Department of Justice says U.S. alleges Aetna and Humana each conspired with broker defendants to discriminate against Medicare beneficiaries. I'll max this out for all of us here so we could all read it. Don't need to squint your eyes right there. Discriminate against Medicare beneficiaries with disabilities. U.S. alleges defendant insurers paid hundreds of millions of dollars in illegal kickbacks to the defendant brokers. So here's the actual link. I'll do a little copy pasta for all of us inside our live trading room. Give me a moment here. I shouldn't have done that part of it. One sec. I'll copy paste this at least for all of our members inside our live trading room, that justice.gov link right there, if you want to read the full article on that. But that affects a bunch of different stocks, not just this year. So there's the link if you want to just check that out. But let me go back to Benzinga because I saw a bunch of different stocks linked to that article. It wasn't just this SLQT. It was, and what is this even here? Select quote. Okay. Didn't even know the company, just SLQT. Sure. So Humana, HUM, they're not really as affected by it as much. CVS is up 5% perhaps off. Not even that news. Maybe CVS had their own earnings perhaps earlier today. That's not really even a move off that type of news. Here we go, though. Aside from SLQT, we got GoCo taking a huge hit right now. A little less volume that one's trading, but maybe that'll pick up over time. Then the other one here, EHTH. Yeah, that one's dropping off a little bit better. So SLQT and where's my list? SLQT, EHTH. There we go. Some breaking news right there in terms of the healthcare industry. All right, might get stopped out on kids. We'll see what happens there coming up. It needs to hold over $4. Doesn't seem like kids is holding over 4, so this might stop me out soon. PLTR shaking around a little bit. Not worried about that. See what else we got though for right now. GPK, MLGO down. MLGO is now at $4. So goes to show history will repeat itself, guys. Even if this does move up day over day, it's more advisable to trade a low float stock as a day trade. And trade it again the next day, at least jump back in. But look what happened here back from June of last year. Look what happened here back from December of 23. History will repeat itself. So there we go. No surprise there. All right, what else we got? Eli Lilly getting crushed today as well, or it was earlier, just before. I guess made a small bounce now, but I'll put this back on our watch list as far as just a potential swing trading candidate. Looking for a bounce in due time on that. Qualcomm, not as much. It's not really near the lows. We're below 5%. All right, if anything else is looking good, folks, here inside our live trading room, Bill, Lynn, and Randy, etc., let me know. Zcar trying to push back up. Hey, you know what? Hey, I'll take it, right? It's a believe it when I see it type deal. So you want to prove me wrong? Go on ahead, baby. This is actually making a good move. So I like it now, at least. Just be careful on the spread, obviously. We're more familiar with the stock now since the morning session. So, if this was our first time seeing it pop, I may not have been as inclined to, put it on our list. Let me just take one more look at Bookmap as well, because it's not even over the VWAP yet. It seems to be holding under that VWAP price, 1402. So this could just be a small second win type of move. Don't even have it up on my own Bookmap. There we go. As that loads, what else we got here, folks, just so I can go to next. Elena, you're in on the CEP trade from 32. Congrats. Very nice. Good job. Very nice. It's good to get in on a trade early, and if you have belief in on it, and I know I've spoken to Elena before, just in our coaching program, she is a Bitcoin believer, much like myself, actually a lot earlier than I was a believer. So, she is killing it on Bitcoin altogether, but CEP is definitely one that I'm certain she's more familiar with from the jump, just because of her knowledge with the Bitcoin market, and she probably had some pretty good confidence it would be going up. So, excellent job. Let's show the VWAP here. It's interesting. My VWAP here from Bookmap, it factors in the 8 o'clock move. Maybe it factors in at least from the after hours last night. So it's a lot lower. But if you're counting from the beginning of the day today, like the morning hours, right here, 1402. So just be mindful that it's still holding under resistance. I'm not going to put it on our list just yet. It's a super low float stock. So it still hasn't done what we would really want it to do, even in terms of being over the VWAP. This is a nice start. So we'll put it on our side list. If it starts to break over the VWAP and hold over that nice, then we'll definitely put a focal point on it. But it's already up so much, made a big move already here today. Normally a second win type of move like this will kind of roll back down again. So I appreciate the shout. But yeah, now at this point, we'll see. Rich goes back on the mic at 3 o'clock for me, and if this does what I'm telling you it needs to do, he'll call it out, and then from there, it'll probably be featured in our room there. Let's see what else here from Benzinga Pro. Anything else looking good? This probably would pop up on my scan here, right? Probably, maybe not. You got the mining stocks here, Hut, Wolf. There's that CEP. I'll check that out one more time if you want me to. Obviously, that has a huge spread, but HKPD. I know HKD. That stock went from like $5 to $2,500 for us back a few years ago. And I'm not kidding. That's like a real move. That's HKD. What about HKPD? This isn't really doing anything here. So, I don't know. Not much showing from that one. NAOV, pass. TRVG, not much to it there. Yeah, folks, I'll tell you, I mean, hey, from the jump, today has been kind of a choppier day, more of a nickels and dimes-esque day. And then thankfully, the kids stock made it all the while for us. So, I'm hanging alive here on kids. Hanging alive here on kids. Didn't get stopped out just yet. Tell you what, I thought I got pretty close here. That's nice to see. All right, well, it still needs to break higher, though. So it's starting to build and solidify support. Still needs to make a higher high, back up to 450, if not even $5. But if you're on social media, inside YouTube, Facebook Live, X, all of our social media streams and channels, again, hey, make sure to follow and add us everywhere, but especially on YouTube. That's where we post, pretty much most, if not all, of our free content and education, our workshops, our webinars, etc. So that's at Cyber Trading U. If you wanted to take the next step, though, join us inside our live trading room. Feel more than free to do so. Go right down to the banner scrolling on the bottom below, ctu.co/trial, just to sign up. And then, hey, for Kathleen, Lynn and Randy, Bill, Yehuda, Debbie, all of us there right now. Again, best of luck trading going into the close. I'll be here. I'll be in a coaching session trading with one of our students. If, obviously, if this doesn't stop me out, I'll keep you updated on my thoughts on kids. Otherwise, if there's anything else that I jump into with my student Rick coming up, then we'll let you know. All right, folks. But otherwise, take care, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow.